Welcome to the Heart-Led Business Show, where compassion meets commerce and leaders lead with love. Join your host, Tom Jacobs, as he delves into the insightful conversations with visionary business leaders who defy the status quo, putting humanity first and profit second. From heartfelt strategies to inspiring stories, this podcast is your compass in the world of conscious capitalism. So buckle up and let your heart guide your business journey.
Well, welcome back, Heart-Led Heroes, to another enlightening episode of the Heart-Led Business Show. Today, we've got a dynamo of determination in the studio, Kyle Campbell, the mastermind behind Summit Total Wellness. Kyle's on a mission to help busy professionals ditch burnout and reclaim their confidence. With his expertise in medically supervised weight loss and high-performance coaching, he's here to share how he empowers others to feel strong and in control without pausing the hustle. So prepare for a conversation that will inspire your heart and boost your business. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Thomas. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no worries. I'm glad you're here. And I always like to talk to other fitness professionals because that was the world that I came out of. And especially somebody that is kind of blending the two worlds, the medical world and the weight loss world together. And I'm really curious how you're doing that. And we'll definitely dive more into that. But of course, what's your definition of a heart-led business?
Such a great question. I've been thinking about it here for the last couple of weeks since you and I started talking. And really, to me, a heart-led business is doing what's right for the customer, doing what's right for our patients and our clients, putting their needs first, really helping people to achieve their goals, to help them to be their best and operate at their fullest potential. We work with a lot of people that are in different industries, mainly with executives and business owners. And it's a lot of those people, they struggle because, number one, they're very successful where they're at and what they're doing in a lot of areas. But as you well know, in life, we get kids, we get marriages, all the things that we have going on, building a business, growing a career, our health and our wellness kind of slip sometimes. And the second piece of it is a lot of these individuals, especially business owners, they're on their own. They don't have a lot of people that they're talking to as far as peers. And so what we do really helps them to in a lot of different areas, from the health side to the mental and just the social part of that, to be able to help them with our coaching, our high performance coaching. So again, it's really making sure we're doing what's right for the client and the patient.
That's amazing. I always love to hear other business owners that talk about putting the customer first and really just understanding that customer, because if you don't understand your customer and your prospects, it's hard to build a business that supports them in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's really great that you've put that first. Have you always thought that way about business, or was this a transformation for you?
I've got to say it was more of a transformation. Over the course of my life, I've had some struggles like everyone has, some different challenges that I've worked through, really changed my attitude towards being honest with myself first, and then being honest with others, finding people who are going to help hold me accountable, give me the guidance that I needed to be able to achieve more of my full potential, find those coaches, those mentors, those counselors that can help me to be just a better person in general. I wasn't a really good person when I was younger. I had some challenges with alcohol.
Really?
Oh yeah. I had some challenges with alcohol, challenges with just came from a more of a self-esteem issues, first and foremost. And from that, being able to see my worth, being able to understand that my past, especially my childhood, didn't have to influence my future. Get through some of those things and work through a lot of that has helped me to be less selfish, to be purely open about it. Like I said, I did things to try and make myself feel better, and they weren't good things usually. Made some decisions that weren't real healthy, weren't good for me or for others. And when I started to get honest with myself, then I could be honest with others, start to like myself, and then eventually love myself so I could put others first and not just be selfish, looking out for my own best interest. Long story short, this has evolved over time that I've really see how we can benefit the customers, whether it's with our marketing company or with the Summit Total Wellness. The customer, especially with what we're doing now, they have to come first. I can't just prescribe somebody on GLP-1s when they don't need it. In fact, I was talking to a gal yesterday. She has about 12 pounds that she wants to lose. In fact, the last two people I've talked to, one had 10 pounds, one had 12 to 15 pounds. I wouldn't put you on GLP-1s. You're not the right person for that. We need other programs and other peptides or just exercise or diet to help get those last few pounds off. And so that's just one of the areas where we got to think about what they need and what's going to help them get to their goals.
Yeah. And it was, I believe, Zig Ziglar who said, the more you can help people get what they want, the more you'll want.
Yeah.
And I butchered that quote.
Exactly. Yeah, I love Zig. I love that quote.
Yeah. But it's true. Like the more you are, and then that's what I teach in my sales training as well, is when you're just having that conversation, you're trying to find that problem of the prospect and then the solution as well. That's, to me, that's sales and exchanging some money for solving the problem.
Well, when you come into the sales piece of it, it's very much not just accepting that first answer too. It's digging deeper. One of the people I was talking to yesterday, there was some stuff that she was talking about that I don't think most people would want to discuss as far as health. But we got to get to those levels, those deeper levels, to understand their situation so that I can really advise them, whether it's working with us or not, advise them on the best course of action that they can take to get there. And it's really, like I say, asking those deeper questions that help them speak out what they're actually dealing with and help them to understand what they need to be able to get to reach their goals and get to where they want to be.
Absolutely. And it's so refreshing to hear too, that you're really consulting with people to find out, can you help them? Even when they come in and they say, no, I definitely want this. And you're like, nah, you really don't need that. There's something else that you could do as well.
Yeah.
That's very refreshing. But tell me, how did you get into this business in the first place?
No, going to be transparent again. When we looked at it about a little over a year ago, we looked at the money. We saw how much of a need and how much demand there was for it and how much could be made from it. And the more I dug into it, the more I saw how much people struggle with weight and the things that I've been pretty lucky, to be honest with you. I've worked out my whole life. I've been in the gym. I come from a sports background, played football for 9 years. I very rarely have been overweight. And for me, overweight is 10 pounds. It really starts to show on it. So I've been very fortunate. But the more we got into this and the more we looked at it, when I say we, it's my wife and I, Jordan, the more I dove into it, I saw how people struggle with other things, hypertension, heart disease, achy joints, just not being able to move. When you're 50 pounds, 100 pounds overweight, you can't do the things in life that you want to do. You can't do the things in life that you used to do. And that really got me back to center, if you will. Because like I said, I was kind of on the side of, okay, gosh, this is a great opportunity and wasn't looking at it right. I'll be completely honest with you. I wasn't at first. And the more, like I say, the more I dove into it and the more I saw how we could help people to help them achieve their goals and just get better, feel better, look better, do the things like play with their kids, experience life and not have to sit on the sidelines and watch life go by, but actually get out there and help them to live the life that they've dreamed of. That has become very much a mission for us. I'm back to where I need to be as far as, okay, how can we help people achieve the goals that they've set for themselves and maybe even make them start dreaming again? You help somebody lose, and just an example, 300 pounds, they lose 30 pounds and get to 270 and they're still heavy, but wow, you see their mindset change. You see the way they dream and they realize what they can start doing. It's so inspiring. And that's the mission. That's the mission, is to help people to get healthy. And it's not one of these things. And I'm not a big pharmaceutical guy. So the GLP-1s are great to kickstart that. But I don't want people on them for the lifetime because they're relying on something that isn't going to last. And that's a lot of problems with a lot of companies out there. All they're doing is getting the injections. They have no support. They have nobody they can talk to. When they're struggling and they need that coaching, they need that person just to talk to. They aren't there. They don't have it in those programs, even though they're cheap. And I get it. Some people, that's the only option. But what we do is a holistic program. It's designed around helping them to not only maybe lose the weight. And these last two people, like I said, they don't need the GLP-1s. They don't need that piece of it, but they need the other piece. They need the coaching. They need a better exercise plan or a better diet. And it's being able to really craft those programs so they're individual, personalized to them so that they get those results and start doing in life what they want to do.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's every heart-led business too, is just finding that thing that people need and fulfilling that need with heart. And one thing that I want to kind of go back to that I think is really important for the listeners to hear this again. And remember, Kyle said that he got into the business because of the money first. And then you had this transformation, it sounded like, into wait a second, not only can I make some money doing this, but I can help people at the same time. And that's from what I'm hearing, don't let me put words in your mouth, but that shift was like, oh, wow, I can have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. I talked to a lot of clinic owners before we got into this and started doing it. And that's where kind of the shift started. Is the first thing they would always say is that you make a lot of money, but you get life-changing results for these people. You see them change and start to live again. And that really hit me when I started to go, oh, okay, here's what we can do. Here's how we can really affect people on a deeper level, on a personal baseline level of getting them to where it's absolutely life-changing results for them. And that's where it started to resonate with me. And I didn't hear that from one person, Tom. Every clinic owner I talked to, and I probably talked to 12, 15 of them, every single one of them said the same
Wow.
thing. You changed
Yeah.
lives.
And that was the case in my fitness center and nutrition business that I sold in 2018. I had that for 10 years and it was absolutely incredible. Like you said, they physically changed, but what was more exciting is the mental
Yeah.
change that happened
Yeah.
with them. When I talk to heart-led business owners on the show here, they start as the heart-led and then they figure out the money piece. So this is why I like it. What I wanted you to be on the show is because you approached it the opposite way, going from the money piece and then brought in the heart as well, which I think illustrates that most business can eventually become a heart-led business if the owner wants it to become that heart-led business.
Yeah.
Have there been any struggles in terms of having that heart-led business and balancing making a profit and also serving people at a high level?
Absolutely. There always is. Always hiccups that you go through. And trying to craft that message correctly, trying to get that message
Oh,
out to the
yeah.
market so that it makes sense, answers their questions and what they're looking for. We had some challenges, especially initially, just getting that right message that clicks with people so they understand how we help them and how it can benefit them to get help them achieve their goals and get the results that they're looking for. There's always challenges and challenges every day, that is your audience knows. There's challenges every single day,
Yeah.
but it's continuing to make sure that we're on mission, make sure our vision is clear of
Mm.
what we want to do and how we want to accomplish. And again, it's putting those people first. Like we said, the Zig Ziglar quote, help enough people get what they want in life, you're going to get everything you want in life. It's keeping that at the forefront
Yeah.
of what we do every single day, even if it means that
Yeah.
we have to turn away. So not really turn away, but just direct somebody in a different direction to get something maybe that either we don't do or that's going to help them to get the results that they want more. It's keeping that, like I say, that vision clear on what we want to accomplish and how we help people.
Yeah. And that's so refreshing to hear as well. Before you started this business, what type of business were you in before? I'd just like to have a little context for the transformation into the medical weight loss.
Absolutely. We have a marketing company. We've been doing that. I've been doing it since 2012. This would be the fourth iteration of the marketing company. We've partnered with people, sold and bought different ones. So it's the fourth iteration of it. We do database reactivation and AI automation, basically speed to lead, helping people that or companies that maybe have some challenges with their lead management and making sure that they're not missing opportunities out there. So that's really what the other business that I run or we run.
Yeah, no, that's great. And would you consider that other business heart-led as well?
Yeah. Again, that's one that was very much a challenge at first to be the heart-led. It was kind of like, okay, what happened was I was working for a company back in 2012, 2011. The partners got into a dispute, and the one that I was basically running the company and that I was working with, he got forced out of the company because they didn't have any partnership agreements. And the one forced him out of the company and the other one fired me at that point. I was doing about 70% of my business was with this one company. And so overnight it was like, okay, what are we going to do? I've been doing sales and marketing for him anyway. So it's just the next step. I got to put food on the table. I got to make sure the bills are paid. So let's step into this. But again, it was kind of like, okay, I got to make money. But again, as time went on, it was more like, and part of it was we weren't getting results from people. I wasn't getting results from people at first. some of the things that I was doing, if we need ad spend, that kind of stuff, we weren't getting results. And so I had to go back and really look at what we were doing and try and figure out, I hate taking money from people and not getting them results and not helping them achieve their goals. And that's what was happening. So I had to really take a deep look inside and figure out, okay, why are we getting results over here with this person, but not with this person over here? What are we doing that's not consistent? And when I did that, I started to, again, shift my focus. How can we help these people get consistent results? And if we can't, then we got to tell them at first. We don't got to tell them 3 months down the road when they're not getting results and they're firing us. What can we do? I realized that early on that I did a lot of coaching we were working with smaller businesses. And honestly, that was part of the challenge, is that they don't have the resources to be able to do what we were doing at that time. So if they were doing any kind of ads or anything like that, $1,500, $1,000 a month to a small business, one that's not doing a whole lot of money in revenue, is a lot of money every month. It's coming out. Yeah. We had to look for bigger businesses to be able to work with, to be able to help them so that we had the resources, we could charge the amount that we wanted to be able to start getting them results. So when I changed that focus and started to see, okay, who do we need to work with? Who are we going to be most effective working with so that we can help them out as much as possible and not have them fire us 3 months down the road because we're not doing what we need to do? Then the business changed. I got certified as a high performance coach through the High Performance Institute, Brendan Burchard's organization. That helped a lot too. And that's one of the pieces I bring in with Summit Total Wellness is that coaching piece. Because again, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, they don't have people to talk to. They don't have people that are going to be there for them. And that was one of the pieces I was missing early on, is they would talk to me about what they were doing and I could give them some suggestions, but I didn't really have any good solid strategies that had been proven to be able to walk them through and help point them in the right direction. And so that's one of the big things that I did, was just getting that certification and look at it from the client's point of view. And as we did that, we were able to put systems and tools in place for their business to be able to help them get results that they were looking for. So yeah, even that was an evolution.
Now, do you find that having that passion and the heart and the mission in place, when things go bad or poorly in the business, if it were just profit, a lot of people would just ditch the business and I don't want to do this anymore and just go on to the next thing. Do you feel like it's different when you have your heart in it?
Yeah, I really do. And it's what I talked about earlier. When you're leading with your heart, it's more of a mission now. It's not so much about me. It's a bigger mission. It's a bigger vision that we have for ourselves. And it helps me to get outside of myself again and put me in place of the client and the customer, the patient, to be able to look at what they want to do, look at where they're at right now, where they want to get to, and help them close that gap. When we do that, we are serving not just the business owner, but we're serving their family. We're looking out for their employees and their families, and we're looking out for their customers and their clients. When I look at it like that, man, that we're for influence, and we're helping a lot more people than just, hey, I'm helping Bob, the guy who runs the hardware store down the road. It really gets to be something that leads me to be able to go that extra effort and really dig, really work hard to make sure they're getting the results they want.
When you go down that rabbit hole of, I'm helping this one person, but there's a lot of other people that benefit from that help, it's really amazing at the magnitude of what you're able to accomplish when you multiply it out amongst everybody else. I think that there was an author, forget his name, but he did this experiment, a gratitude experiment. So he wanted to thank everybody in the supply chain that provided him that cup of coffee in the morning.
Oh, wow.
So not just the delivery guy that brought the beans to the coffee shop, all the way back to the grower.
Wow.
He said it was like, it took a year to do it. I might have missed a few people, but it was like close to 1,000 people that were in this supply chain that he wanted to thank for that $3 cup of coffee that he was getting every morning.
Man, when you think about it on that level of all the way back to the first person that touched dug the raw product out of the ground, like you say, it gets to be such a massive group, all these individuals, all these people that have a hand in making us successful, not just one person, the client, but all these different people that are there, from their mom and dads, their brothers and sisters that helped support them and encourage their vision, the coaches and the mentors, the teachers. And yeah, when you start to think on that level, it's, oh my goodness, look at how
Yeah.
we affect the world.
Yeah. And it goes the opposite way too, in terms of the producer is now affecting you, who's affecting your family, that's affecting your clients. And so it's just as when you really think about the circle of gratitude and the number of people that are benefiting from what you do, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think more and more people need to look at that. It'll make them feel better, especially when there's downtimes in the business or business gets hard. It'll make it a lot easier to kind of get through that situation.
I think you hit on something that's really important for me is gratitude. When I
Mhm.
get too busy and get too involved in the business and life and all that stuff, and I'm not being grateful for what I have, what is being offered to me in life, and all the things out there to help support me and help support our mission, our family. If I get away from that too far and I'm not being grateful on a daily basis, I tend to not be as focused. I tend to not be as especially on others. Yeah, that's a really important piece for me is gratitude and making sure that I'm grateful for all those things. So this has been a great reminder for me, Thomas, that all the people that are involved in my success and helping me to be more than just myself, because it's never me. There's all these people
Right.
that help me to be better and have helped me all through the years to be where I'm at today so that I can help on a deeper level.
It's beautiful when you are able to have that gratitude and that the habit of giving gratitude as well. For me, it lightens me up. And especially if I'm feeling burdened or heavy, it's think about all the things that I'm really grateful for it
Yeah,
up.
for sure.
And Kyle, this has been a fantastic conversation. Tell us, how can people learn more about your business and what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. We are on social media. We're on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter under Summit Total Wellness. Actually, LinkedIn would be under me, Kyle Campbell, but the other two are under Summit Total Wellness, as well as you can go to our website, Summit Total Wellness co.com. So we had to get the CO on the end of there because an outdoor company in Utah actually has a Summit Total Wellness. But yes, you can find us there. And of course, if you DM me or our phone number's out there, if you want to call and talk about what you got going on, I'm always open to having a conversation, see if we can point you in the right direction, or maybe we have what you need to be able to help you to achieve the goals and get into that better shape and health and just help you be more productive, more focused, and have more energy.
That's awesome. And I believe you have a gift that you'd like to give to the group.
Yeah. We have a community that helps you learn about the weight loss and the different programs that we have to get in, and it's paid community. We're giving 50% off for Tom's audience. So it's Heart 50 on the discount code there. It's a really good deal. Helps you to, like I say, learn a little bit more about nutrition and exercise, and then have a little group coaching, be able to have a little more contact with me. So if you do have some of those questions, again, you get the right answers, point you in the right direction. If you have anything that you're working with somebody else, another health provider, and just want another opinion, I'm not a doctor. Got to be not a doctor and open with that. But I have a little bit of knowledge and have people behind me, doctors that I can go to get questions answered, so we can at least point you in the right direction. But yeah, absolutely, get in on our community effort there.
That's amazing. And we'll put that coupon code HEART50 into the show notes as well as that link. So people can click there and go right there and get that support and the knowledge too. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that. Kyle, thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing your wisdom, sharing your stories, and just being present. And I'm certainly grateful.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it too. Very grateful for you reaching out to me or back out to me to see if I'd be a good fit for it. This has been great. Every time I get to talk about this and put our message out to the world, I feel like it just helps me to be better at my job and be able to get in front of people who maybe don't know that we're around. So I appreciate what you're doing to help entrepreneurs and business owners and executives, everybody out there. That I love the heart-led mission that you're on to. So thank you.
No worries. Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in today. We certainly do appreciate you. So make sure that you're checking out everything that Kyle's doing. We're going to put all that down in the show notes. So make sure you click away at those links, and we're going to have that coupon code in there as well, so you don't forget to get that 50% off. And while you're down there, if you could do a favor and give the show a rating and review, that really would help us out. Kind of spread the word about the Heart-Led Business Show and give that advice that some of those business owners desperately need to be both heart-led and make some money doing it at the same time. So until next time, lead with your heart.
You've been listening to the Heart-Led Business Show, hosted by Tom Jacobs. Join us next time for another inspiring journey into the heart of business.